Maybe this feels familiar. You're lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying the same moment over and over. The moment she walked away. And no matter how many times you try to distract yourself, no matter how busy you keep your hands or how loud you turn up the noise around you, there's still this one thought sitting heavy in your chest. She's not coming back, is she? If this is you, you've probably had days where you kept checking your phone even when you knew it wouldn't buzz. You've probably typed out messages you never sent, telling yourself, just one more try, maybe she'll understand this time. But then another voice hits you. The one that sounds a lot like defeat. What if she already made up her mind? What if she's already moved on? What if I'm the only one stuck here, hoping for something that's never going to happen? Maybe you've replayed every argument, every quiet moment, every red flag you ignored. Maybe you've wondered if you should have fought harder or walked away sooner. Maybe the silence hurts more than the breakup itself, because silence leaves room for imagination, and imagination is cruel. And somewhere deep down, you're tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of acting like you're not falling apart on the inside. Tired of wondering why it feels like she got to choose peace while you're the one sitting here carrying all the weight. If this is you, you're not broken. You're not weak. You're a man who gave a damn. But right now, there's a reason it feels like the world is asking you to let go. A reason you can't see yet, but you feel it almost like something is trying to pull you forward even while your heart keeps dragging you back. And the real question is this: before you give up, are you sure you understand what her leaving was truly meant to reveal about you? Most men get this situation completely wrong. They think that love is about chasing, convincing, or proving themselves. They think that if they just text one more time, apologize one more time, or show up one more time, they can fix it. And when that doesn't work, they spiral, desperate, anxious, clinging to what's already gone. Here's the truth you need to hear. She's never coming back. Not because you failed, not because you weren't enough, but because your approach has been out of alignment with how a man should move through life. Love and loss. The core of masculinity is not about control over someone else, it's about mastery over yourself. Most men forget this. They confuse emotion with weakness and presence with neediness. The first principle is clarity. A masculine man sees reality clearly. He doesn't live in hope. He sees the truth of the situation and acts from it. He doesn't beg for attention or validation. He commands respect simply by holding himself with dignity, regardless of her choices. When she leaves, he doesn't try to manipulate her return. He respects her decision because he respects himself more. The second principle is presence. Not desperate presence, but grounded presence. You feel the pain, yes, but you don't run from it. You stand in it, learn from it, and let it refine you. This is what most men miss. Loss is not a trap, it's a teacher. It's a signal to step fully into the man you were meant to be, without her, with her, or with anyone else. So before you make another mistake, before you text, call, or hope, understand this: the power isn't in getting her back. The power is in how you respond when she's gone. And that is something no one can take from you. The rain had started without warning, tapping against the window like it knew the weight in your chest. You sat on the edge of the bed, phone in hand, staring at her name one more time. Maybe she'll text. Maybe this time will be different. But the screen stayed black, cold and empty, just like the room around you. You remember the sound of her laugh, the way it filled spaces you didn't even know were empty. You remember the warmth of her hand slipping into yours, the careless way she trusted you. And now, nothing. Just the faint hum of the street outside, the smell of coffee she used to make, the ghost of her perfume lingering on the pillow. Was it all real, you ask yourself? And the question echoes without an answer. You try to recall the last conversation, every word she said, every pause, every small sign you missed. The memory is sharp, cutting, almost physical. If only I'd said this, if only I hadn't. The thoughts circle, relentless, like waves crashing against a cliff you can't climb. Silence follows, not the comforting kind, the heavy, suffocating kind, where even your own heartbeat sounds like a stranger. You press your hand to your forehead, willing the ache to leave, but it doesn't. It just sits there, steady and unyielding. And then, amidst the quiet, a realization creeps in. Not a loud revelation, not a comforting thought, just a whisper in the back of your mind. She's gone. She's really gone. And no amount of hoping or chasing will change that. You take a slow breath. Your chest still hurts, your hands still shake, but something shifts. It's not relief. It's not acceptance yet. It's the first tiny spark of understanding. The world hasn't ended, even if the part of it you loved most has. And in that spark, a single, dangerous question lingers. What if this pain isn't the end, but the beginning of everything you're meant to become? Here's the hard truth most men aren't ready to hear. The story you're telling yourself about her leaving is probably wrong. You think she's gone because you weren't enough, or because if you just tried harder, she'd come back. That's a lie you've been carrying quietly, painfully, like it's your fault. It isn't. First false belief. If I chase her, I'll get her back. Pass. No. Chasing never brings someone closer. It pushes them further. Real connection comes from presence, not pursuit. The moment you stop trying to control her, you start to reclaim your power. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. Second false belief. I can't move on until she does. You've been waiting for permission from her absence, letting it dictate your life. But healing doesn't come from her actions. It comes from your own. You can feel the pain, honor it, and still step forward. Waiting for her is losing to your own fear. A third false belief, the one almost no man sees. She leaving defines my worth. Your value is not measured by her choices or by anyone else's presence in your life. A man's worth is inherent, quiet, undeniable, whether she comes back or not. She left a room, you're still a kingdom. This isn't about ignoring the pain or pretending you're okay. It's about waking up to a truth that most men avoid because it's uncomfortable. The loss is not your failure. It's your invitation to step fully into yourself, to stop living in the shadow of someone else's decision. And that is where the power begins. This is what the 1% Headman understands. Loss is not a weakness, it's a signal. While most men crumble, chase, or beg for validation, he sees the truth clearly. She leaving doesn't diminish him. It doesn't take away his power. It doesn't define his worth. This is how he leads, with presence, not pressure. He feels the pain, acknowledges it, but doesn't let it dictate his actions or his identity. He doesn't wait for her to return to start living, because he knows life moves forward whether she's part of it or not. His energy isn't scattered in hope or regret. It's focused, grounded, unshakable. This is what separates him from every man stuck in the past. He invests in himself first. He grows, he moves, he steps into his own value. He doesn't need her approval, her attention, or her return to feel whole. The world is his arena, and he plays it from strength, not desperation. If she's gone, he doesn't fight against reality. He respects it. And in that respect, he discovers freedom, clarity, and an unstoppable momentum that most men never even glimpse. The 1% Headman doesn't just survive loss. He transforms it into the force that makes him stronger, sharper, and untouchable. The room is quiet now, except for the soft hum of the heater and the distant city lights flickering against the window. You sit there, shoulders heavy, hands resting on your knees, and for the first time you stop pretending. You stop scrolling, stop replaying old texts, stop chasing shadows. The emptiness that once felt unbearable now sits with you like a teacher, not a punishment. And then it hits. A simple, unshakable truth: she leaving does not erase who you are. It never did. Every laugh you shared, every risk you took, every time you showed up fully, that was you. That is you. And it's still there, raw and untouchable, beyond her choices, beyond her absence. You realize you've been waiting for her return, as if her presence could validate your existence. And suddenly the weight lifts. You remember yourself, your strength, your passions, your fire. The man you are is not defined by her decision, not measured by her love. not diminished by her leaving. In that moment, clarity blooms. You breathe in, and for the first time in months, maybe years, you feel it the power to stand, to walk forward, to reclaim your life. Not because she might come back, but because you were never hers to define. She's gone. Not someday, not maybe, not if you try harder. She's gone. And the ache you feel isn't a curse. It's a signal, a call to remember who you are beyond her, beyond the past, beyond the hope that held you prisoner. The man she left behind is not broken. He's awake, aware, and ready. You don't need her to validate your worth. You've carried it all along, quietly, fiercely, and it's yours to reclaim. She isn't coming back. And that's exactly why you finally can move forward as the man you were always meant to be.